back to the Vibrant Gujarat Summit. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is in fact speaking. Let's listen in.
Security, freedom of navigation, and overflight throughout the region. Partnership to combat terrorism, piracy, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. And we are committed to deepening the regional dialogue on key political and security issues. For both India and the United States, investing in each other's success is frankly in both of our interests. It is really a smart strategic bet for both countries. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Secretary of Commerce Penny Pritzker, Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel, former Deputy Secretary of State Bill Burns, and I, all of us, came to India during Prime Minister Modi's first 100 days in office. It is no coincidence that I am now back in India so early in his tenure, or that President Obama will be back here, the first President of the United States to visit India twice while sitting in office. We are all invested in this relationship because we recognize what this moment offers to us, but also what it demands of us. And as we continue to deepen our partnership and transform how we collaborate, I am convinced that India and the United States will create a healthier, more secure, and more prosperous future, and not just for one another, but indeed be able to have an impact on policies that will affect the world. Before I take your questions, let me just say a quick word, if I may, about our good friends in France. As soon as I heard about the plans for the march that took place yesterday, I asked my team to figure out what the earliest is that I could travel to Paris in order to show, once again, to reaffirm the connection between the United States and our oldest ally. And so I will be traveling there on Thursday and be there Friday, part of Friday. And I want to emphasize that the relationship with France is not about one day or one particular moment. It's an ongoing, long-time relationship that is deeply, deeply based in the shared values, and particularly the commitment that we share to freedom of expression. And as I said on the first day, and as the President said on the first day that these terrible events took place, it will take no single act of terror, no two people with AK-47s, no hostage taking in a grocery store is ever going to prevent those who are committed to the March for Freedom to continue to march and to ultimately see all people enjoy their rights and to be able to share the protections that come with that freedom. The President and our administration have been coordinating very, very closely with the French on FBI matters, intel, law enforcement across the board, and we will continue to make available any assistance that may be necessary. For the United States, that relationship is a constant and it is ongoing. And I look forward to having a chance to share thoughts with my friends in France personally when I get there. So on that note, I'd be delighted to take any questions.
The first question will be from Matt Lee of the Associated Press.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Notwithstanding what you've just announced that you will be going to Paris on Thursday and Friday, the fact of the matter is the administration did not have anyone at a senior level at the march. I realize that Attorney General Holder was in Paris but did not attend it. And there has been, did not attend the march. And there has been, the administration has come under some criticism for not sending an appropriate or a high-level person, whether it was you or someone else, the president, the vice president. I'm wondering, one, if you think that that criticism is fair, and whether you do or not, whether or not it was a mistake for the administration not to send a high-level delegation to an event that attracted so many world leaders and so many people. Thank you.
Well, Matt, let me just say, as I said before, the United States has been deeply engaged with France from the moment this horrific event took place. I think I must have been one of the first people in the world to have gone out publicly and spoken to the people of France about this, to our shock and horror and our very, very strong connection to the French at that moment. And the president also went out within hours and spoke about it. And we have offered from the first moment our intel, our law enforcement, and all of our efforts. And I really think, this is sort of quibbling a little bit in the sense that our Assistant Secretary of State, Victoria Nuland, was there and marched. Our ambassador was there and marched. Many people from the embassy were there and marched. And I believe that, as everybody knows, I've been here in India for a prior planned event, would have personally very much wanted to have been there, but couldn't do so because of the commitment that I had here. And I think it's important to keep those kinds of commitments. But that is why I am going, there on the way home to make it crystal clear how passionately we feel about the events that have taken place there. And I don't think the people of France have any doubt about America's understanding of what happened, about our personal sense of loss, and our deep commitment to the people of France.